Welcome to the NBA's greatest games. Today, we'll take you back into NBA history and relive one of the great matchups as it happened.
Welcome to High Noon in Seattle. Game 7 between the world champions and the Milwaukee Bucks. This was the scene on Friday night. Sold out Milwaukee Arena. All the Bucks had to do was win this game and they would eliminate the champions. But in the early going, they couldn't even find Dennis Johnson and the rest of the Sonics. And Seattle built a 13-point lead. But then Milwaukee regrouped. Got it going on defense. The transition started to work. Bob Lanier's the new center, acquired just after the All-Star break. He poured in 19 points, 2 on this fast break follow. And the Bucks were in business. Don Nelson has a magnificent rookie guard in Sidney Moncrief out of Arkansas. He can sky inside with the big fellas, and he scored 15 off the bench. As usual, Marcus Johnson was devastating inside. Scored 22 points high on both teams, 14 in the second half. Weiss tied the score with critical free throws. Now we're down to the last 3 minutes. Milwaukee leads it by a field goal. They want to go inside to Lanier with that back variety. James Bailey comes to the weak side and rejects it. Watch in slow motion. The rookie from Rutgers gets up high enough to brush the back of his head on the bottom of the glass. And the Sonics come down with a play that could tie it. Jack Sikma is having an awful time shooting. Goes to the bounce pass. Lonnie Shelton's got it tied at 82. Bucks cannot convert at the other end. They work a play. Shelton fields it. Scoreless in the first half. 15 points in the second. This field goal puts the Sonics up by 2. Again, the Bucks fail. And now the Sonics come down inside of a minute. Freddie Brown tries to position the offense. Brian Winters gives him an inch of daylight. And Freddie's turnaround makes it a 4-point game. One road trip that Brian Winters and the rest of the Bucks did not want to make is back to Seattle. But here they are, where they've won twice already. We've got a sellout crowd on hand. It's Game 7, Seattle and Milwaukee, coming up on CBS.
NBA on CBS. Today's playoff game is sponsored by Xerox. The Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Head and Shoulders. It controls the itch that could be dandruff. And by your Sears Tire and Auto Center, home of straight talk, good values, and satisfaction.
From the Coliseum in Seattle, it is Game 7, everybody. The world champions and the Milwaukee Bucks. Good afternoon, everybody. As you can tell, not a seat in the house. What a showdown this is going to be. What a strange series. 4 of the 6 games have been won by the road teams. What's going on here? Let's go to Hot Rod Hundley now with Dennis Johnson. Hot Rod.
DJ, how come nobody in this series seems to be able to win at home?
Well, we're going to try and change that today, Rod. We're going to come out, we're going to attack our offense the way we should and press up on our D, and we're going to try and change that little setback today.
Has Lanier been intimidating Sikma as far as Jack's offense?
No, I just don't think Jack has been shooting his shot or relaxing on his shot. There's always a little intimidation in the middle anyway, but Jack hasn't been taking his time. If he takes his time today and relax, we should come out okay.
Okay, DJ, good luck to you.
All right, Rod, thank you.
All right, for an insight on today's game, let's go back to Brent with Bill Russell.
All right, Hot Rod, thank you very much. The Sonics, of course, about to be introduced. Bill, for the folks at hand watching, what should they look for early, the keys to this game?
Well, both teams are going to revert to the fundamentals. Fundamentals for them. For Seattle, that's the instant offense. Pound the boards, go down and get a quick shot, and play tough defense. For Milwaukee, it's pretty much the same, only their strength is in the front court rather than the back court. Now, when Milwaukee is running plays, they are playing to Seattle's strength rather than theirs. So they're better off running. Now, but the key to the whole series, in this game in particular, will be the rebounding. Not only the number of rebounds, but what they do when they get the rebound.
All right, one of the guys who's under the gun is Marcus Johnson. He's standing by with Hot Rod. Let's go to them now. Hot Rod.
All right, Marcus, today you're going to really have to go to the board. You've got a rebound to beat this ball club.
Exactly. They really hurt us on the offensive boards in Milwaukee, and we're really not blocking out as good as we should, but hopefully that'll change today.
How about offensively? Are you still try to go inside to Lanier?
Yeah, we'll try and go with our bread and butter, and that's Bob down low, but we're also going to have to shoot better from the outside than we did Friday night in order to beat Seattle.
Okay, good luck today, Mark.
Thanks, Rob.
All right. Let's go back to Brent Musburger for the introduction of the starting lineups.
So for Don Nelson and the magnificent young team from Milwaukee, it'll be David Myers, Marcus Johnson, Bob Lanier, Win Buckner, and Brian Winters. That is Buckner and Winters in the backcourt. Now for the defending world champion Seattle Supersonics and Coach Lenny Wilkins, Lonnie Shelton, J.J. John Johnson, Jack Sigma, Gus Williams, and DJ, whom you just met, Dennis Johnson. Refereeing today's game, and Rush on the left, Darrell Gerritsen on the right, and our alternate official, Hugh Hollins, in the middle, and we are set to go.
Foundation Sports, setting the standard for sports instructional DVDs.
Hi, I'm Magic Johnson. Welcome to the fundamentals of basketball.
To be the best, you have to learn from the best. That's why basketball legend Magic Johnson has assembled the greatest team of all-star players and coaches to help players everywhere improve their skills and knowledge of the sport. The Magic Fundamentals comprehensive video program is over 2 hours of instruction from basketball greats Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Diana Taurasi, Carmelo Anthony, Kenny Smith, Amari Stoudemire, and Rip Hamilton. You won't find Magic Fundamentals DVD in stores. It's only available by calling the 800 number on your screen or by visiting our website at foundationsports.com. Whether you're just a beginner or you're playing at the highest levels of high school ball, Magic's program will help you dramatically improve your game.
We all are looking to get better, and this tape will make you better if you practice the drills over and over again. You don't have to go to camp. I'm bringing camp right to you.
The Magic Fundamentals comprehensive video is filled with everything you need to know to increase your points, assists, rebounds, and understanding of the game of basketball. So call now and take the first step to becoming a great basketball player with Magic Fundamentals on 2 DVDs. Order now and receive Magic's conditioning DVD free to help you get stronger, quicker, faster, and jump higher to maximize your basketball skills. That's over 2 hours of basketball instruction on 2 DVDs, plus the free conditioning DVD for the incredible low price of 2 payments of only $19.99, plus $5.95 shipping and handling. And when you call, ask how you can own the complete Magic Fundamentals library. Call now or order online at foundationsports.com. Rush delivery available.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
Now Milwaukee has broken through twice in Seattle. Once right here in the Coliseum in Game 2 in overtime, and then in Game 5 in the Kingdome. Kingdome not available because of baseball, so they're back at their former arena, the Coliseum. The most expensive ticket in the Northwest. Darrell Gerritsen is mopping up a little water from the sideline, and then he'll walk out and get this underway. And there, Bill Russell, the 2 men who will go into the middle. Jack Sigma on the left and Big Bob Lanier on the right.
And they got their work cut out for them today.
The Bucks control in the traveling green, and here's the man from Indiana, Quinn Buckner, who will run this attack. Brian Winters. Bucks lead it, and they hit their first one for Don Nelson.
Now that's what I mean by instant offense for both teams. 1 pass at the most if you can, or maybe 2 passes. But these teams both are better off if they don't have to run plays, because the other team is so good defensively that when they set up, that it makes it tough to get a good shot.
They were leaning in and drew the foul.
That was on Quinn Buckner, Brent, and he'll commit a lot of fouls early in the ball game. He goes out aggressively and attacks the ball.
DJ goes over to John Johnson, and he traveled on the turnover to Milwaukee. The last 3 games in this hard-fought Western Conference Series have been won by the road teams. The better the team, the less important the road and the home becomes in the NBA. Rather obvious. Two of the better teams left. Winters coming around with Dennis right there, and DJ blocked it. Shelton controls. That's the great defense turned in by DJ time after time. Williams pressures, gets inside of Buckner. High. And back comes Buckner for the Bucks. Shelton's in a foot race. Got it out of bounds.
Here's that drive a moment ago by Gus Williams. He's averaged 28 a game in the playoffs. Beautiful move. Going to the basket. He put it up over Marcus Johnson for the field goal.
Inbounds pass to Marcus Johnson, number 8. Lanier is 16. Good outside shooter. This one's short. JJ rebounds. Dennis will pop out, but they go the other side to Sikma. He's getting the ball out higher than he did Friday night. Lanier knocks it away. On the turnover, here's Buckner. Credit Lanier. Buckner goes to the left-hand layup on DJ. Took him over to the left-hand side rather than coming in on the right. JJ's bounce inside to Gus Williams. Lanier had him.
I believe you got goaltending on the play. The basket will count. Beautiful feed by Johnny Johnson. Here's the play before as Lanier knocked it away from Sikma. Buckner took the ball the length of the court, veered to the left side, and got the field goal over Dennis Johnson, the best defensive guard in basketball.
And as a result of that goaltending call on Lanier, sealing it up against the glass, tied at 4. Big Bob coming into Jack Sikma, and the foul called.
Now, you may have noticed there have been a lot of, it's a rough game, but there are more fouls called. Derek Garrison, as a referee, tries to keep the game under control to start the game so that it doesn't get rough and get out of hand. Sometimes that's good and sometimes it's not so good. Who knows? We'll see today.
Buckner got inside. Gus missed the shot. Shelton hit by David Myers on his penetration into the middle.
Boy, Lonnie's been a big key for Seattle. In Game 6, he had crucial shots going to the wire, and he's starting early here. Made a good move, but the ball knocked out of bounds.
So the one difference we see with the Sonic attack is that Sikma has moved out high. He's in low now, screening for Johnson. And that field goal puts the champions up by 2. Here come the Bucks. Marcus off. Shelton. The Bucks are not getting the second shots. Dennis Johnson misfired, but the Sonics are getting second shots. Sikma boosts the lead to 8-4, and just as Bill Russell pointed out, the key is rebounding, and it has been here so far today. Buckner with a left hand rejected, and he is fouled as he went crashing to the floor.
Good pass by Lanier, who could have taken a shot outside. Take another look at it. Buckner's getting a lot of offense here early. Going in and put the ball for the left hand. He protected the ball well with his body, and Shelton at 6'8" came over the top to get the foul.
Now that was one of those defensive plays. If he had used his left hand, he may not have committed the foul. See, a lot of players learn to play offense with left and right hand, but not very many of them learn to play defense equally as well with either hand.
It's 8-5, Sonics over the Bucks. 9 minutes, 16 seconds left in the first period of Game 7. Myers cut off Shelton from the right, and Lonnie powered into the left. Got an offensive rebound, and there was a whistle before he went back up.
I believe he's got the offensive foul. They forced that shot, Brent. Not a good percentage shot. He fell off balance to the left. You'll see him just force it. Myers played him very well. The shot comes off. Then he came over the back, trying to get his own missed shot and committed a foul.
Marcus Johnson put it on the floor, glides in, great body control, didn't get the roll. Sikma bounces off the rebound. DJ wants John. Brian Winters forces the turnover, and here's Buckner. Buckner goes to Lanier. Johnson cross to Brian Winters, three-point try. Tap back in by David Myers.
And both the teams are Milwaukee just instant offense there. They only had 2 passes. They probably took about 7 seconds to get that shot off.
That was the most impressive play by a Buck so far at the offensive rebounding in, turned in by David Myers. Sikma's off, and Lanier to the defensive rebound, and again it is Buckner pressuring the Sonics, getting the ball down quicker than they did early Friday night. John Johnson all over him. Buckner recovers, and here's Myers. Rolled out. Lonnie Shelton. He got past Buckner. It's 2-on-2, and JJ's got it, and you come to the line.
That's a super move by Shelton. The big man stopped. He really surprised me, Brent, but he could put the brakes on. It looked like he might have charged, but he stopped and made a good feed to Johnny Johnson for the layup, and he was fouled on the play. Basket counts. There's his seasonal average of 11.3. JJ.
11-7. Lenny Wilkins talking now to the defense. Buckner almost stolen by Shelton. Lanier leads to Marcus. Wide open pressure at both ends. Marcus missed the layup. Loose. Dennis Johnson for Seattle. Gets to the right baseline. Lanier is there. Out of bounds on the turnover. It'll go to the Bucks.
Boy, they're playing it tight. Good pressure defense. DJ overcommitted and whipped the ball out of bounds.
The benches are going to be very important in this game because of the intensity with which the starters have attacked at both ends. This will extract a toll. Myers. Buckner's all alone. They're leaving him open. Tapped in by Marcus. So they're using the double team in low, working on Marcus Johnson and giving Quinn Buckner the perimeter shot. Gus Williams.
Instant offense.
Sonics build an early lead.
That's one reason you cannot lay off the Seattle guards, Gus or DJ, and Freddie Brown off the bench.
John Johnson fouled. That is 4 team fouls on the Sonics at the 7:07 mark and 3 on the Bucks, who have 1 to give. The Sonics now at the limit.
Quinn Buckner's going to have to hit an outside shot because his man is double teaming the ball. He's not guarding him outside, so that they're not giving him any respect. And unless he makes some of those, it's going to make it hard for the other guys to get anything.
Shelton rebounded, got the ball to Gus Williams, and here's Dennis Johnson now coming up on Brian Winters. Off, Buckner's got an open man's. Winters, they didn't see him. Stolen, Sonics, stolen back. Buckner leads now Marcus. Brian Winters, 2-on-2. Marcus powers Shelton to keep it in play up over Brian Winters. It goes over to the Sonics, and we will have a timeout. Now, perhaps you're wondering why Don Nelson doesn't switch to Sidney Moncrief. He no doubt will try him in the backcourt, but when they take Buckner out, they take a tremendous ball handler out.
Whether you're dominating the playground, the last one to leave the gym, or you're big time like Mike Bibby, the Better Basketball videos will explode your game.
Even I've learned some things, working with Better Basketball. It's just unbelievable.
I've seen so many different videos over the years. You will not find finer tapes than what Better Basketball is offering.
Learn more about all 7 DVDs from BetterBasketball.com. If you buy 6, the 7th is free. Order now at BetterBasketball.com.
Do you want to be strong?
Do you want to look as trim and sexy as you did 20 years ago?
You want to be in the best shape of your life?
You can be. The secret is Bowflex.
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 Bowflex home gyms get results.
It's the ultimate way to strength train and build muscle. You'll get great results because Bowflex works.
Call right now for a free DVD.
You've got to see this free DVD to find out what Bowflex home gyms can do for you.
Just 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and you'll get in the best shape of your life.
Bowflex gets results. I'm in better shape at 47 than I was at 25.
What do you want to be?
Be ripped.
Be lean. Be the person you were meant to be.
Be it all. Be Bowflex.
Be Bowflex.
Be Bowflex.
Call now for a free DVD or go online to get started with no money down and payments as low as $14 a month. Call or go online now.
Brian Winters is playing with the bruise high on the left leg. Now the numbers tell it all. The Sonics have blazed away 6 of 10. The Bucks 3 of 16. Rebounds 10-5. Sonics lead. They have control. They're up by 6, 13-7. And they go into Dennis, who's bumped by Winters. Keeps his spot. Turnaround is off, and Lanier with another defensive rebound. And Lonnie Shelton reached back in and fouled.
Take another look at it. He takes a lot of room up inside Lanier on a missed shot. He's right in there for the rebound, and then when he came down with it, very bad move by Lonnie. Swatted at the ball after Lanier had control. And it's a backcourt foul, so Lanier will get 2 free throws.
2 fouls on Shelton.
Plus the penalty if necessary.
2 on Shelton and 2 on Sigma early. Now that reflects the intensity with which the Sonics have attacked Milwaukee here today, but down the road, it could also be a problem.
They also have 5 team fouls. So we're in the penalty here early in the quarter.
Pressure now by Milwaukee, 13-9. 6-12, first period, Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal. The winner plays the Los Angeles Lakers for the Western title. Sigma, who has moved his shot further out now than his spot on Friday night.
He's taken his shots in this game. He hit his first one. That gave him confidence.
This will be easy for Lanier.
That was a good move by Marcus Johnson. When he drives, the Sonics like to double team him. And if he pulls up with a jump stop, he can make the good pass. And he did that time. He can also pass it across court to Brian Winters, who's always waiting outside the three-point line.
David Myers fouled Shelton on the wraparound pass from J.J.
There's that play a moment ago from a high-angle camera. Marcus goes to the baseline left. Lanier rolls to the basket. A beautiful feed inside. And Lanier just muscled everybody out of the way and got an easy field goal.
It was the last foul the Bucks have to give. They leave Gus Williams all alone from the right side. Misses the shot. Battled back in an offensive rebound by Shelton. And the Sonics continue to dominate the glass. Lanier off Buckner. Running the Bucks, penetrating inside. Wanted Myers flying down on the floor. Sonics, Williams lurking. Winters is back. He tried to hit J.J. and instead of ricocheted off Brian Winters, Sonics ball.
That surprised Brian Winters because he was expecting Gus to shoot.
They should have had a field goal there, too. Not a good pass. Gus lost control. J.J. and Gus won a 2-on-1 play, but Seattle gets the ball back.
They'll teach him to pass.
Rejected by Marcus. John Johnson got it back on the second effort after the block shot by Marcus. Lanier sends it back to Johnson, and Marcus hits from the perimeter. 17-13, a 4-point lead by the champions. 4 minutes, 45 seconds, first period.
Excellent matchup. J.J. against Marcus. One can jump out of the building. The other one has to use his head on defense.
Shelton, as Lanier came popping out at him. Lanier rattles out. J.J. pounds in the middle. Gus cuts. Winters intercept. Turnover. Overled Marcus. Out of bounds. Sonics. I think turned in the most important set of numbers in Game 6 has checked in. You're looking at Sidney Moncrief, who is off Don Nelson's bench. But in that 6th game, Paul Silas yanked down 14 rebounds. The age of 36, 16-year veteran in the NBA and still going strong.
And Brandy had 10 of those rebounds in the 4th quarter of that game.
Moncrief will work with Buckner. Ryan Winters is out. Dennis Johnson. The lead swells to 21-13. Moncrief being pressured by DJ. Almost stolen. Buckner. Lanier rebound. Powers in.
That's going to the basket. Big Bob. Just sheer effort going after the ball because he was blocked away on the shot by Buckner.
I tell you, whichever of these teams goes to the LA tier is going to be bruised and tired. I can tell you that.
Wrap around off of Gus Williams. Over on the turnover. Moncrief goes down. He's hit by Dennis Johnson. As he came out, that'll be a backcourt foul.
Well, they're really happy with the play of Moncrief. Don Nelson thinks he's going to be a great one. And he'll play with a lot of authority. Here's that play a moment ago when Buckner missed. Watch Lanier just hustle in and grab the rebound, then take it right to the basket and get the field goal for Milwaukee on a big hoop.
Looking at the early scoring, Lanier pacing Milwaukee with 6. Marcus Johnson has 2, Myers 2, Buckner has 3. They came early. For Seattle, John Johnson is off quickly with 7 as Brian Winters returns and Quinn Buckner goes out. John Johnson's 7 is more important than you might imagine. It's because Marcus Johnson is taking him defensively. And if he can make Marcus think defensively, of course, that would take away some of his great threat offensively. So part of Lenny Wilkins' plan is to make Marcus work as hard as you can at that defensive end.
J.J., of course, has been getting more into the offensive flow of the game.
It's a very precise plan today. Be more aggressive on defense, move Sigma out high, and go to work on Marcus and make him work defensively. For Don Nelson and the Bucks, of course, they were still somewhat recovering from the shock of Friday night when they had a chance to win it in Milwaukee. Junior Bridgman is in uniform, warmed up, and said he can play. As to whether or not Don Nelson will use him much, that remains to be seen. His shooting was missed tremendously in the second period in Milwaukee. Now Sigma gave it up to John Johnson, and now John has got 9 points. Moncrief spins in the backcourt. He can sky if he gets free inside. Winters rotates, double team. Here's Marcus in low. Hangs in the air, missed the shot. Silas is off with the rebound. Williams cuts. J.J. Gus is alone. Now Marcus returns to the attack. Dishes Harvey Catchings, who's in at center. Ryan Winters goes to David Myers from the perimeter.
That's a big basket because Seattle is really taking it to him. That was a great fast break a moment ago. Unselfish play. And it really electrified the crowd.
Pat Cummings will soon check in from Milwaukee. Sigma hands it back to Gus, and Williams hits 2 in a row. Moncrief is setting up the plays. Brian Winters is taking Gus in low. A foul inside, away from the ball. Marcus Johnson, who had 22 on Friday night, 14 in the second half, 3 here early. And an athlete that you must always be aware of. He can take control of a basketball game. It is 27-21, a 6-point Sonic lead, 1:45. Freddie Brown and Tom Lagarde are on the floor for the champions. Silas, Shelton, and Lagarde up front. Almost stolen by Moncrief, who is extremely quick.
Well, he matches up with DJ pretty well. You got to give him a lot of credit for a rookie out of Arkansas. He comes right in and takes charge of this ball club.
That's a duel that Magic Johnson is watching carefully in Los Angeles right now because the winner gets the Magic Man. Again, Moncrief gambles. Dennis has got it back, and Silas rejected by Catchings. Score at goaltending against Harvey Catchings. It goes up for Seattle, 29-21.
Salas gets right in perfect position. Watch him sneak inside. And he'll take the pass and lean in with that right hand. Very alert play to put it up quickly as Catchings gets called for goaltending.
And at the other end, Brian Winters goes high off the glass. It's 29-23, Sonics by 6. Winters out on Fred Brown, who hit that huge turnaround with 50 seconds to go Friday night. Now Marcus on a defensive switch. Deflected the pass, forced the turnover, breaks down to the left side. Here he comes. And Dennis Johnson rejected Marcus's effort. Fred Brown back to the attack. Dennis from the corner got it inside. Moncrief foul Shelton.
Boy, what a play DJ made. I mean, Marcus Johnson, such a great offensive player with that great leaping ability. Here's the feed down to DJ. Pass inside of Shelton. Moncrief over his back for the foul. They've got Milwaukee caught in mismatches as they had on that play.
David Myers steps back onto the floor for Don Nelson and the Bucks, and so he'll work up front with Harvey Catchings and Pat Cummings. Brian Winters and Sidney Moncrief in the Milwaukee backcourt. 29-23, the Bucks trail the Sonics. 49 seconds to go. First period, Game 7, Seattle. Missed the free throws. Winters, right side. Moncrief goes low with Brown. He wanted to operate down there. Winters kept it. Pat Cummings. Slammed in by Sidney Moncrief, showing you how he can sky.
What a move. Comes from the right side and timed it perfectly off the rim. Look at him go up. Number 4 in green. Slammed it down with both hands.
That basket could give Milwaukee a huge lift right now. 29-25 and 26 seconds, and Moncrief is doing a defensive job on Dennis. Dennis had to set up way high that time, and they've got Silas out far for the basket. Now shot because of the early defense, but Freddie penetrates.
That is a tough shot, and only the great shooters can make those consistently, and Brown has the touch.
Here comes Moncrief. Lost it, regained it, 2. Shot into the first period.
The Miami Heat care about their community. Dwayne Wade taught basketball fundamentals to the students at Eisenhower High School. His teammate Shaquille O'Neal became Shaq Claus for a day, spreading holiday cheer to youngsters in Miami. And the entire Heat team went to Jackson Memorial Children's Hospital to deliver gifts and make life brighter for young patients. NBA cares.
NBA TV is all day. All sweat, all the hoop, nothing but nets. NBA TV is all highlight, all slam, behind the scenes with minicams.
NBA TV is all Spurs,
all three, all Magic, all me.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
Never too early to become a basketball fan in Seattle. Toughest ticket in the Northwest in some time. Had we been in the Kingdome today, we'd have gone back up over 40,000 for Lenny Wilkins and the Supersonics. So 31 points put up there in the first period. That's more than they scored in any period Friday night in Milwaukee. And as for the Bucks, 25 was more than they scored in any period except the third when they tossed in 32. Bill Russell, very impressed with the Sonics in that first period.
Well, they played the way they have to play. They played very well. They got the instant offense working, and then they hit the board the way they have to.
Here the Bucks forced the turnover early in the second, and Brian Winters. Pat Cummings, offensive foul. He pushed off underneath to get rebounding position.
That was a good call. As Cummings jockeying inside, and the shot from the corner came long on Cummings' side. He really didn't have to shove, but he did. And again, it was Salas in there jockeying for position.
Bill, there's a young man that Lenny and the Sonics better pay particular attention to right now, and that's Sidney Moncrief, number 4.
Well, you know, in the playoffs, the more games you play against a team, like this is 7th game, it becomes more and more personality conflicts or confrontation. Now, Moncrief is going head-to-head with Dennis Johnson, offense and defense, and he's not backing off. And you know Dennis Johnson's not going to back off.
They're right there in front of us, Bill. Moncrief with the left hand out. Look at where he's got to stop his dribble. Here now is Paul Silas. Tom Lagarde still in there, matched against Harvey Catchings. They wanted Lagarde on Lanier, but Don Nelson made the move this time. High off the glass, Catchings yanks off the rebound and the missed shot by Lagarde. Lenny was helping to get some minutes from Lagarde against Lanier. Winters, short, Cummings taps it back in, the rookie from Cincinnati. And it's 31-27, and you get the feeling now, Hot Rod, that Milwaukee has adjusted.
They have come back, and Don Nelson, before the game, he said, I just wish that Pat Cummings had more experience because I've got to use him in this game, and hopefully he'll adjust to it, and he has here early.
He was out that time on Lagarde, who's missed 2 in a row, but the grand old man, Paul Silas, drew the foul underneath. Crushed time after time in big games. It's Paul Silas who's in the right spot.
16 years, Russ, he's been in the league.
And that's a classic example of rebounding is position rather than jumping ability. A lot of people think they say a guy can sky. That's why he's a good rebounder. The key to rebounding is position. Paul Silas is a classic example of that. I don't think that you can see any light between his shoe and the floor at that time. He did jump over half an inch to get that rebound.
Nelson is going to try Lanier and Catchings up front with Cummings. So it is a strong front line now against Lagarde, Silas, and Shelton. Now, this front line was effective for Lenny Friday night. Nelson's going to counter it today by coming up with Catchings, who was fouled by Lagarde, loose ball foul. He's going to counter it with his 2 centers, Lanier and Catchings. So you're going to see some heavy pounding underneath right now.
You better
How
believe
these
it.
coaches adjust in a 7-game series. Moves and counter moves made back and forth. Both of them watching film after film of the last game. Here's Cummings, Shelton on the steal. Shelton puts it to the floor, and Moncrief's with him. And Shelton got the bounce, and then he sat on Sid.
Boy, did he take him out of that play. I mean, Big Lonnie was rumbling. Moncrief couldn't get out of the way.
34-27, 10-15 first half. Moncrief, and there was a foul down inside away from it. Going against the Sonics. Bucks will take it out of bounds. Number 1 on Fred Brown, who is holding, and Gus Williams returns for the Sonics.
Well, he could score points in a hurry. Big Gus. And he'll take off early. And he'll make Brian Winters conscious of it when he takes a shot, because you have to block Gus away or he'll be going on you.
This is not Don Nelson's best ball handling team, but it's powerful, and he gets Moncrief on the floor. Offense.
3 seconds.
Turn it over.
And this is another example of what I was talking about the opening show of the game, Brent. Milwaukee trying to run plays. They are not going to be that effective, especially with that particular lineup. They've got to run and gun with that lineup. They can't run plays with that lineup they have there now. They just made a change so that they be able to.
By bringing Marcus in, Bill, for Cummings, who sits down, and Marcus is matched against Lonnie Shelton. Backs off of him. Sonics attack. Dennis rolled out and catching. Strong rebound. Reached right over the top to yank it away. Moncrief now coming in outside of Williams. And Shelton rejects it. Williams allowed Grace Lanier for the layup. He wrapped him up. It was a smart play all the way. Didn't want to hurt him. Simply grabbed both arms and picked him up. And that was a very nice play. He could have really hurt Gus in this situation.
Here it is. Lanier doesn't give up. Watch him put his head down and go after Gus. He'll grab him. The fans don't like the call. But look how he holds him. No way he was going to let Gus get hurt on the play.
Absolutely. He just simply wrapped him up in a big bear hug after Shelton had whacked it away from the other end. It's Game 7. It's as good as advertised. We'll be right back in Seattle.
Hey, no man. I hope you're taking notes. School is here, and I'm the teacher. I'm about to take you to the home and drop you off.
Ooh, looks like somebody missed snack time.
Get back to your senses with a new way to snack. McDonald's Snack Wrap. Tender, all-white premium chicken breast meat with lettuce, cheddar jack cheese, and ranch sauce, and a soft flour tortilla.
You came here. You ain't got nothing. You too small in your face. What?
Next, you with the snack wrap. You want some?
If you or a loved one suffer from limited mobility, we have incredible news. Call Mobility Products today and find out if you qualify for a brand new power chair or scooter at no cost to you.
You have freedom. You just have your own freedom back.
I'm free. Mobility Products power chairs from Invacare and other fine manufacturers incorporate the latest technologies that allow you to go around tight corners, over uneven ground, indoors or out, so you can get out and live life again.
Hi, I'm Arnold Palmer. You know, even if you're not able to get out and around as easily as you once did, Invacare says, yes, you can.
The pre-qualification process is easy, and your specialists will work directly with your physician, Medicare, and private insurers to put a power chair in your home at no cost to you. And if you call right now and qualify, Mobility Products has secured a limited number of handy all-purpose grabbers to extend your reach by over 3 feet right from your new power chair. And best of all, if you qualify, it's yours free.
Call 1-800-972-2119. Call now.
There's a couple that never misses. Walter Cronkite back in L.A. The owner of the Sonics, Sam Schulman on the right, gave a big kiss to his grandson, Sean. And there's his lovely wife over there on the left. Never miss a game. Gus Williams hits the free throw. What was it that Bob Lanier said about the contact in the playoffs, Hot Rod?
He said everybody, this is their livelihood. No one wants to get hurt. We play hard. We play clean. That was in this morning's paper here locally in Seattle. And that was an example of it a moment ago as he grabbed Gus and did not hurt him on the play.
I am conscious of Harvey Catchings being out there. He's contributing rebounds, and that was a smart play. It worked, didn't it? Missing that second free throw. Moncrief comes over to the left now. The guard switches out on him, and here's Brian Winters. Inside now to Lanier. The guard was there defensively. Bucks will set a play. Tommy tried to tuck Carolina the ball, but no bid.
Watch the defense inside. Salas, little bump and push and shove. He'll stay after him. And then the ball coming in to Lanier.
5 seconds on the shot, 4 on the shot, 3 on the shot. Marcus fires, missed. Shot clock expired. Now it's Gus Williams up for the air ball. Return, penetrate. Goaltending on Catchings. Harvey does not like that call.
I don't blame him.
Looks like a good block, Russ. Take a look at this one. Gus, here to the right side. Put up, you see catches, number 42 coming up the block. Gus's attempt. Right there, they meet. Looks like he got it on the way up. A goaltending call.
A 10-point lead is the result of that call. Brian Winters' jumper is off. Catchings hit by Silas underneath.
That hurts too when you get hit by Mr. Silas.
Richard Washington, who 2 games ago blazed away 10 out of 14, was much quieter Friday night, however, in Milwaukee.
And the last time Milwaukee tried to run a play, they ended up taking a shot with the buzzer going off.
Bob Lanier ricochets one in, reduces the lead to 8.
Gave him good possession there. You can't do that to Lanier. He's got too much body, and he's such a great shooter close to the basket.
In Sickman getting a lot of rest here in the first half. Shelton goes to Lagarde, puts it on the floor. Washington falls loose on the floor. Jump ball. We put one on the floor, and those kids from North Carolina go out after it. Mitch Kupchak at Washington, Tommy Lagarde here in Seattle.
Watch the action inside. Rich Washington there, number 31, against Lagarde. The ball slip away here, knocked down away by Winters. Then they fight for it. You think they don't want this? Game 7?
Wouldn't you want an engagement with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
If you're a guard, it's okay.
Yeah.
Don Nelson conferring with guard Quinn Buckner.
I'm not so sure I want any of Nixon or Magic either.
Now, John Nelson's got to play Quinn Buckner because when Quinn Buckner's in there, although he's not a good shooter, he makes the team make better transition. Their transition game is so much better.
Lanier rejects one in the middle. Lead now to Moncrief, who spins. JJ is there. Moncrief comes through for the layup. It's a 6-point lead by the Sonics as the Bucks put up back-to-back field goals.
I mean, Lanier did not even move in there, Russ, when that defensive play. Made a great block from Dennis's drive. Perfect timing. That's a big play.
Now, when you see Seattle running plays like this, they are not doing what they want to do.
JJ tried to pass through the tunnel, batted out of bounds, so they'll work a play now from out of bounds. Fred Brown and Quinn Buckner. Moncrief is out. Jack Sikma to return.
These coaches are really playing with combinations.
The chess game continues.
Big hand for Lagarde. He did a good job in there. He played well in Game 6 at Milwaukee, too.
Intercepted by Winters, a bad inbounds pass. Winters comes down, splits the defense, rolls in the layup. What a pretty play. 6 unanswered points. Lenny thinks he may have traveled on the play.
Watch this. He doesn't even jump on his play. Shoots it right off the dribble. Squirts it right off the hip. And the ball goes right in. Just running down the lane. Beautifully done.
Set up by a bad inbounds pass. Careless. Now Gus goes over to the right. Freddie Brown for the right side is off. JJ gets an offensive rebound. Buckner picks him clean. They can move to within 5. Buckner rotates left. Gus is there. Gets it to Richard Washington. Washington to Brian Winters. Winters up on Jack Sikma. Yanked away by Shelton. Here's Gus Williams now on a foot race. Shelton rotates middle. Sides over. And on the turnover, it's Richard Washington. Shelton was trying to get position in the middle behind Gus and couldn't. Now it's Buckner. Squeezes a miss. Sikma. Off to Gus, and here it comes again. Winters is there. Holds up.
Boy, Lanier is coming right into our area.
And they missed Brian Winters on that last play when Buckner went inside. He should have dropped it off to the guy in the corner. He should have thrown the defense out and dropped it to Winters. That was one time it wasn't prudent to go to the basket.
That field goal stopped a run of 6 straight, and Lanier comes right back inside. Lanier, Washington, and Johnson up front.
Boy, Shelton has really done a job getting that pass out off the fast break. Really rebounded well for Seattle.
Seattle is probably the best team in the league with all the big guys combined of getting the outlet pass. There are a lot of teams that have 1 or 2 big guys that get the outlet pass. They have all their big guys get the outlet pass.
Williams hit a beautiful shot from the corner. Lanier on him. It's 41-35. A 6-point lead by the champions. They have led it all the way. Washington, using the Lanier screen, reduces it again to 4.
I think he likes to play in Seattle, Rich Washington.
Yes, I like these baskets.
That's it. 21 points for Washington in Game 5 when they beat Seattle here.
JJ pops behind the double screen on the left. Sikma and Shelton set it up.
That's a screen, Sikma Shelton.
Moncrief to return. Marcus. And as Richard Washington went for it, the loose ball foul called against Washington.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
43-41. Sonics over the Bucks by 2. Sonics with possession. Moncrief takes Brown at the baseline. Bucks gamble. Sigma left.
He's already hit more shots than he did in Game 6. Sigma has got to give him that offense out around that perimeter.
Lanier moves it back. Buckner. They play catch. Richard Washington getting in behind Shelton. Here's Marcus. And it's back down to 2. 45-43.
He had a lot of room there, Russ, to operate. Marcus taking that quick move to the right.
Well, what they're doing, putting Moncrief inside with Fred Brown, then Sonics have to be conscious of it.
Shelton powers one in from outside. Put the ball on the floor and went in their face that time.
Oh. That basket's still shaking.
Lanier. 47-45. Here come the champions. Gus Williams forced that one. JJ tries to save it, but stepped out of bounds. It'll go to the Bucks, and they can tie it on this trip.
Watch this.
Johnson and Paul Silas in.
Watch this dunk shot by Shelton a moment ago. This will shake the basket almost down. I mean, he put that one down. Looked like a Daryl Dawkins dunk. Again, you look. Lowered that left shoulder, got his momentum. They carried it right to the basket. Super move.
He beat Washington and took it up on Lanier. 1:48, and the Bucks can tie it. Lanier saved it to Buckner. Fresh 24. Buckner positions the offense. It'll be Richard Washington. Jumps on Silas, and we're dead even at 47 with 1:23 to go in the half.
Boy, Washington again is the key. He has brought him back. He's hit 3 straight shots out front.
Silas didn't want to shoot it. Marcus was trying to encourage him. Here's Shelton again. Sonics keep it off Milwaukee's hands, out of bounds, and Don goes to the bench again. Harvey Catchings and Brian Winters return for the Bucks. Buckner and Lanier are out with 58 seconds to go.
One reason you make a
deadly outside shooter in a situation like this if they get to last shot time, and they don't want a cheap foul on Lanier either. DJ tossed up a rainbow, and the Sonics lead it by 2. Inside of 40 seconds. Three-pointer. Brian Winters sizzles. Don Nelson's substitution right on that time. And the three-pointer.
There still may be time for Milwaukee to get a shot.
Sigma's alone, and they regain it. 51-50, 8 seconds. 5 seconds, the Bucks should get a shot. Marcus. The end of the first half of Game 7 between Milwaukee and Seattle.
Over the past half-decade, BetterBasketball.com has become the world's
4 p.m.
We are back at the sold-out Coliseum for the 7th game of this Western Conference semifinal. And again, the winner goes down to Los Angeles Tuesday night to open that series. And the second game Wednesday will be seen 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the CBS network. Bob Lanier, who has the highest shooting percentage of any player in NBA playoff history. Now here is the man that Lenny Wilkins has got to shake free if he can. Dennis and Gus have carried this team, and in the first half, he was 2 of 7. So, Bill and Hot Rod, what can they do? What have you seen out here? How can they get Dennis down in low for some better shots?
Don't have to worry about it. The way he plays is not whether he plays good or bad does not depend on his shooting percentage.
And he might try and get Moncrief off of him, who's done a great job defensively.
Dennis averaging 22 points a game in this series so far. Gus, 28 points. Here's Dennis now. Brian Winters draws him here early. And Lonnie Shelton got the roll.
Shelton's got 4 field goals. He's 3 for make it 4 out of 7 shots thus far in the game.
Dennis attacking Brian Winters. Lanier puts it on the floor, rolling hook shot on to Sikma. What a variety of shots Bob Lanier possesses for someone that big.
Got to help out. You don't put a hand in there for the guard or the forward on the weak side. You give him room, he's going to rumble right in for easy shots.
What they did on that play, they cleared it so that there was nobody on that side. They opened the whole side of the floor for it. So
Dennis rebounding, and here's Brian Winters attacking now for the Bucks, and Dennis is right there with him. And here's Lanier now on the other side. Turnaround this time, high on the glass, and Shelton powered off a rebound. Here's Gus. Gus on that quick step. Came up on Quinn Buckner and drew the foul from Buckner.
He had an option there, and Gus, I think, thought about trying to make a pass to JJ in the last second. Went right on with a shot. As you take a look at the first half statistics.
The shooters are supposed to shoot, right? They don't look for that pass when you get in there.
JJ was looking up at the backboard. He knew he wasn't going to pass.
All right, he was going for the rebound.
That's 18 already for the Wizard. Misfiring, Myers gives Lanier, and the Bucks come down. It's 54-52. Milwaukee can tie it on this trip. They bring it over to the Brian Winters side, who's in low with Dennis, but send it back through Lanier, who puts it on the floor against Sikma. There's still another shot from Buck, missing. Shelton rebounding.
One shot, and that's it.
Knocked away by Lanier. Sikma, Marcus Johnson. Lead for Buckner, took it away from Gus. Dish to Marcus.
That's a great feed by Buckner. Boy, he roared down the right side. Gave a quick flip from Bell High to the left side.
And Marcus Johnson took the only kind of shot that you could take at that time.
But don't.
Lanier fouled Sikma. That is his second, and here is the play that tied the score.
This was the play a moment ago as Sikma got it blocked by Lanier. Now watch the lead to the right side. Buckner will go to the hoop and beautiful feed down the middle to Marcus. Right to the basket. He slammed it through.
John Johnson being given the left side. Went to the baseline. Hit by Myers. Controlled by Shelton. Missed the layup. Off to Winters. Deadlocked at 54. Lanier, and again it was Shelton. They lose it. Marcus comes back, and Sikma intercepts. Deflected, intercepted by Marcus. Behind his back to Buckner. Off to Shelton. Quickly to Williams. It's 2-on-1. Here's Winters, 2-on-2. Gus is off, and John Johnson had it knocked away, and Buckner is called for the foul. Nelson and Killalay are upset about this call because that is number 4 on their playmaker.
This has been a great basketball game and just unbelievable from both clubs. Watch Lanier intimidate Gus. He'll take the shot. They jockey for position. Everybody going for the ball. JJ went back up, and a foul is called against Milwaukee's Buckner, his third.
We're going to have a timeout. Lenny Wilkins is up.
He's complaining that it was in the act of shooting on JJ, and he should be at the line getting free throws. But they're going to give the ball back to Seattle when play resumes. Score tied.
All right, Rush, we had a little confrontation out there.
Lonnie Shelton and Quinn Buckner, and neither one of those guys are afraid of anything.
Seattle with the ball down. Dennis Johnson comes around to the right. And J.J. underneath.
We just play a moment ago when the foul was called on the missed shot by Gus. J.J. rebounds, and he starts to go back up. Buckner, it looked like cleanly knocked it away, but they called a foul. Johnson smartly went ahead with his motion, but they did not give him 2 free throws.
Milwaukee knocks it out of bounds. Seattle will have an inbounds play. 21 seconds on the shot clock. 8:54. Third, we are tied at 54. Williams backdoor. Sonics lead it.
Tell you what, but Shelton's doing everything for Seattle. They'd be in trouble without him out there.
He is an awesome force right now. Number 8. Look at him hold up on Dave Myers, who is trying to work the baseline. Marcus. Lanier battles to save Gus. Gus comes through the defense and he's fouled. Brian Winters riding him on that side is assessed the personal. That's 2 on Winters.
Boy, he saw daylight. Gus just took it right to him on the run. That's a very difficult defensive play to make, regardless of who you are when you're on the run, and you don't have, you can't establish a defensive position.
And with a guy with Gus's speed, you're just trying to keep up. You know?
The Sonics are having trouble at the free throw line. That's 5 of 11. 57-54. 8:20. Winters draws the extra man. They send it back through Lanier. Here's Buckner. Myers. It's a 1-point game. 57-56 Seattle.
You know, this game is a constant ebb and flow. One team gets the upper hand. It only lasts for a minute or 2, and they're starting over again.
Shelton's turnaround off, and as John Johnson went up, loose ball foul is called. He slammed up against it.
It's going to go to JJ. He won't like it. Here's your play again, right over the top of Buckner. He had the ball, but his momentum carried him in for the foul.
His 4th. Delay of game warning against Seattle. Milwaukee can seize the lead, and Paul Silas will check in for Seattle. Johnson tried to get it away from Winters. Lanier got the roll. Milwaukee leads 58-57. 7:39 in the third on a Bob Lanier turnaround. Shelton gets it right back for Seattle. 59-58, Sonics 7.
They're very patient there. They were double teaming. They had a mismatch, and they spotted Shelton open. Good play.
Winters has the Bucks ahead. 60-59, 7 minutes. Dennis Johnson is off. Jump past J.J. to Shelton. Chance for the three-pointer.
That's an unbelievable play. Johnny Johnson, the best passing forward in basketball. Here's your play a moment ago. J.J. in the air, drops it down. Almost surprised Shelton. Went up. He gets the field goal, and he's fouled. An excellent play by Seattle. Another look at it. That's the other play. Another play a moment ago. J.J. again with the ball. Shelton will roll to the baseline. He's open, and Johnson gets another assist as Shelton calmly hit the jump shot. We've got a timeout.
Here, of course, it's Game 7, Milwaukee-Seattle. The winner goes to Los Angeles and draws the Lakers in the Forum. Tuesday and Wednesday nights, we'll be on hand for Game 2. Sonics lead it by 2 on that Shelton free throw, and Lonnie Shelton is leading the Sonics here this afternoon. Brian Winters swings free, and he's hit by Shelton. Sigma from the side.
You think he knew he got hit?
Here's a play, Russ. You go into traffic there, you got to expect to get hit. Shelton, number 8.
It's just a matter of how many times and how hard.
Richard Washington on the floor for the Bucks. as Winters brings them to within a point. I can't imagine two teams playing any harder than they have here today. We've had at least a half dozen block shots. Both teams have been pressuring the ball up and down the floor.
That last foul was called on Dennis Johnson, by the way, his second. They have 2 team fouls. Milwaukee's over the limit. We're in the penalty.
Gus has got to clear out now. Sigma brings Lanier and misses the shot. Bob Lanier right there for the deep rebound. Here's Buckner. Sends it back to Lanier. Dennis Johnson yanking off a rebound. Lee to Williams. Move. Lanier's there. Throws it up. Reverse up over the big fella.
Incredible shot by Gus Williams, only 6'2", over Lanier, 6'11". And what a move he made to get around Marcus Johnson.
Lanier into Richard Washington, draws the double team, and Washington short. Shelton had him that time, and it's off to Gus. Sonics lead it by 2. 5:38, third period. Marcus collides. Charging is the call. Offense.
Here's a look at Gus Williams before. Watch Marcus Johnson there. Gus flew right by him, turns his body, and puts a left-handed shot over Lanier. Incredible.
A little bit of stuff on that, huh?
Oh, yeah. Just a little slight English.
64-62, and I can't imagine basketball being played any better than this by 2 teams than what you're watching right now. Lanier coming up on Sigma, missing contact on the other side. Shelton and Washington were tied up. It's going to go to the Sonics as Lonnie Shelton was fouled by that man.
Here's the miss by Lanier. Basically, he would have made this shot. Unusual for him to miss. Inside, Seattle had possession. Washington over the top for the foul on a loose ball play.
64-62. Sonics have them by 2. We'll soon see Sidney Moncrief. This is Shelton. Missing. Milwaukee can tie it. Buckner, lead to Brian Winters. Dennis is right there on defense. Brian maneuvers. Tied in Seattle at 64 with 4:50 to go in the third.
He got away with a play there, Brent. Offensive foul looked like by Rich Washington. He was moving on the screen, but they didn't call it.
DJ still maneuvering, and it's stolen away, and here's Buckner. Gus is quicker. Gus cuts him off. Buckner's off with the left hand. Myers couldn't ram it. Still loose. Shelton picks up the ball, knocks Myers to the floor, has control. Now the Sonics come back, tied at 64. Into Shelton, knocked out of bounds by Myers, who had gotten off the floor, hustled to the other end and knocked it out of bounds.
And you know what, the fans here wanted a foul call on Myers on this play. They were unbelievable. Watch it. Right here is what Shelton will go for it. Watch Myers fly out of there. Boom. And they said, come on. Hit. They want a free throw for Shelton.
Find out what Lonnie Shelton had for breakfast. We'll take a little with us. Here's Silas. Freddie Brown downtown, brings Winters. Comes to the left sideline. Gets inside with a pass to Shelton. Lanier's rebound, tied at 64 on this truck. The Bucks can take the lead again. It'll be Winters. They go up by 2 as that pure shooter, Brian Winters, has got Milwaukee ahead. 3:58 in the third. Here come the champions now to answer it. Gus puts it on the floor, works the baseline. Lanier blocked it. Myers is off on the rejection. Moncrief across now to Washington. The UCLA star cut off by Brown. Moncrief wants to work. Silas is in. Myers perimeter. Paul Silas to the rebound. Off to Freddie Brown. Sonics gun for the tie.
This is great basketball. And these guys, when you consider all the pressure and everything considered, they are really playing outstanding. They've cut the mistakes to the bare minimum.
Myers yanks off the rebound, 66-64. Here's Winters. Gus Gamble had missed. Winters will cut to the hole, and it's a 4-point lead, and it's Brian Winters shooting that's doing it here. 3 minutes now in the third. Here's Freddie Brown.
He really made an excellent play. I think Sigma thought he was going to pull up, take a jump shot. Winters took it right by him for the layup.
Sikma goes into Shelton, knocked out of bounds. And we're going to have a timeout by the Bucks, who will regroup. It can't get any better than this, but we'll try. Wednesday night, Game 2 in Los Angeles. The Lakers and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar against the winner, if they're still able to stand.
Whether you're dominating the playground, the last one to leave the gym, or you're big time like Mike Bibby, the better basketball videos will explode your game.
Even I've learned some things, working with better basketball. It's just unbelievable.
I've seen so many different videos over the years. You will not find finer tapes.
The month.
We love our jobs. We love what we do and we enjoy it.
Have a nice internet, everybody.
Earthlink. We revolve around you.
If you just snapped on the television set, pull up a chair and enjoy yourself. We have got a dandy game brewing in Seattle. 2:45 left in the third. It is 68-64. Milwaukee leading the world champions in Game 7. The loser is out. Lanier out high. Jack Sikma with him. David Myers. Check the contact underneath. There was contact that time offensively. Myers had come over to help out at Concrete, and on the turnover, it'll go to Lenny Wilkins Sonics. They certainly have. The last 3 games have been won by the road team, and now on Myers, foul number 4. John Johnson playing with 4 for Seattle. Rookie James Bailey is on the floor for Seattle. Three-pointer off Bailey, and it's Gus Williams behind him to the left side. All green this time, and Milwaukee loses it. Lanier and Washington had a gimme, and it rolled away out of bounds.
Here's a look at it. A lot of intensity in there going for that rebound.
If you're a coach, that's the way you want to throw the ball away, from hustling, not from backing off and letting the other team get in there and get the rebound. It's better for 2 guys to bump heads than let the other team just get it on the bucket there.
Gus Williams. It's 68-66.
The big key here is Bailey. If the rookie can perform as he has in the past, he could bring Seattle back. With his rebounding along with Salas going to the wire, and of course Shelton when he can press it.
A monster block by Bailey on a Lanier layup. Friday night helped turn it. Lanier sends it to Richard Washington, who rises above the crowd and hits the jump shot. And it's back to 4 Milwaukee, and these Bucks are loaded with talent. Brown is hit by Brian Winters as he came into shooting position. Brian has assessed the foul. That's number 3.
Here in the penalty, free throws will be coming. That last field goal by Rich Washington, he's been perfect again. He had 3 for 3 in the first half.
The Sonics have hit only 50% from that free throw line in this game. They are 6 of 12, and it now becomes absolutely critical. 136, 5 team fouls on the Bucks at 136 mark, and only 2 on the Sonics, trailing by 4. Here's Freddie.
Well, Harvey Catchings will come on.
That the percentage is going to go up now.
Here comes Harvey Catchings. He'll give Lanier a rest for the final minute and 36 seconds of this quarter. Now, would have to believe then Big 5 will be back for the 4th period. They named this young man right, Catchings. He catch a lot of shots.
This time, the Sonics get them both. 70-68. 1:35, 3rd period. Moncrief taking Williams in low on the right baseline. Here's Washington working against the rookie. And he traveled.
Excellent defense by James Bailey, and Washington shuffled his feet. Nowhere to go.
The Sonics will come down, a chance to tie it. Marcus Johnson is taking Silas. Catchings on Sikma. Washington on Bailey. And Gus Williams takes Moncrief in low on the pull-up, is off to the side. Silas went to run it down, and it's going to go over. There was a collision.
A moment ago, the defensive play by rookie James Bailey on Rich Washington. Now watch his feet. You see him shuffling when he tries to come to a stop right here. Right here he walked with the ball. And the ball went back to Seattle.
Those for the Bucks, who are up 70-68. 104. Buckner to Richard Washington, off to the left. Deep rebound, though, goes to Moncrief. Moncrief maneuvers, hangs in the air, and gets the field goal. 72-68. Great poise by Sidney Moncrief.
The guards failed to block out. That ball bounded long, and Milwaukee was right there. Moncrief for the hoop.
Bucks leading the Sonics by 4. Sigma, catching's out, little passing low to Silas. Silas, second shot, missed it, it's landed home by the rookie. Wow. James Bailey powers in the shot. It's 72-70, last 15 seconds. Moncrief sets it up. Marcus comes out, Williams had a hand on it, and Gus fouled Marcus. But the Sonics had one to give. They'll take it out on the side. He'll not come to the free throw line.
Here's a play a moment ago after Salas misses 2 relatively easy ones inside.
That was blocked.
This one back up. Now watch Bailey. Here he comes. Slammer on down.
Richard Washington is off, and that will end the third period. In Game 7 of this Western Conference semifinal, Milwaukee leads Seattle 72-70.
Foundation Sports, setting the standard for sports instructional DVDs.
Hi, I'm Magic Johnson. Welcome to the fundamentals of basketball.
To be the best, you have to learn from the best. That's why basketball legend Magic Johnson has assembled the greatest team of all-star players and coaches to help players everywhere improve their skills and knowledge of the sport. The $19.99 plus $5.95 shipping and handling. And when you call, ask how you can own the complete Magic Fundamentals library. Call now or order online at foundationsports.com. Rush delivery available.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
The last quarter begins in Seattle, and that World Championship banner is squarely on the line here in the final 12 minutes. If you are a Milwaukee fan, there's something to be extremely optimistic about. Seattle's point production has gone down in each quarter, 31 to 20 to 19. Quinn Buckner brings it down for the Bucks, who lead it by 2 points right now. Marcus flashes out. Tom Lagarde's off the bench with Marcus, stolen by Gus Williams. Here comes Gus. Marcus is right there with his great quickness. Did not get in the layup. Lagarde battled it away from Catchings, and as he threw it out, he was fouled. Harvey was on him.
I mean, he really hit him with his shoulder on that play.
2 fouls on Catchings. The Bucks shot away at 48% in that third period.
The Lakers are down in L.A. working out with the Rams right now. Getting ready, Brent.
Lagarde reaching in to throw it to Bailey. Richard Washington on him. And that's 2 on Washington.
There's your play away for the ball. Bailey, number 20, trying to cut inside, and Lagarde in with the pass and over the top. Washington for the foul.
This is Lagarde. Got Catchings in the air, went to the glass. Catchings yanks off that rebound, and that elbow flying as a message. Marcus is on the left. Moncrief moves to Buckner. Rob Lanier being rested for the stretch. 8 on the shot, 7 on the shot. Catchings.
He's not supposed to do that. That's a bonus. Big Harvey heading out there.
Dennis Johnson, still quiet, is over on the Seattle bench. They're going with Brown and Williams, and Lenny would love to get him back into the action. Freddie Brown has lost it. Buckner's lead. It'll be easy. It's a 6-point lead as Sidney Moncrief goes in for the jam. 76-70 now. And Lenny will use a timeout right now to get the Sonics regrouped. They're going to need a defensive man in that backcourt, and they're going to need his offensive firepower. Downtown, it's 2. 76-72. Now Buckner and Moncrief. Brown is taking Buckner.
Another player that's rested is Shelton. He's going to come back for Seattle the next time the ball is dead.
Marcus Johnson Jumper, Silas appeared to get just a hand on the ball, and it went in. 78-72 on the Johnson field goal. Milwaukee is absolutely loaded with talent. If you haven't seen this team play often this year, don't be surprised about what's happened in this series. And remember, the junior Bridgman hasn't even played, and he could be the best sixth man in the game. Here now is James Bailey, rattle one out. Marcus controls, lead now to Moncrief. Bailey's back. Moncrief dishes, Buckner throws it up over the top. Buckner was in a little too far.
Slightly intimidated on the play, too, by Seattle defensively, as Bailey did a good job of jamming up the middle.
He got pushed pretty good on that shot.
Who hit
I hope we got a tape over there, because I think he got pushed pretty good.
Here's Lonnie Shelton.
Freddie Brown to the left. Moncrief encouraging him, trying to keep him out of the middle if he can. It's 78-72. Bucks by 6. Here's Freddie again. He's hit 2 in a row. 78-74. Shelton is back with Bailey and Silas. Marcus left alone.
That was a super move. He acted like he's going to the hoop, and he pulled up.
Back to 6.
Backboard.
Brown off, but Gus Williams is right there coming across.
Very lucky there. Not a good percentage shot by Freddie Brown. He's complaining to referee Eddie Rush that he was hit on the shot, but it went right to Gus on a lucky play.
Great pass. Yeah, sends it over to Ketchum. Moves it to David Myers up on Silas. Moncrief rebound, stolen away by Freddie Brown. Good defensive play by Brown. Freddie comes up on Moncrief. Marcus switches. Brown gets inside of Marcus and hits the field goal. And Freddie Brown has lit him up in Seattle.
He is unbelievable. That leap and leaning shot. He made one like that in the first half. Incredible touch as he leaned from the baseline left side. Timeout.
78. Service. Milwaukee. We'll be right back.
In an active life, athlete's foot can break your rhythm. Lamisil AT treats 4 times faster than other leading products for results on the bottom that work their way to the top. Lamisil AT. Go on.
NBA TV is all ball, all tall, all small, all hall.
NBA TV is all day,
all night, all games, all highlights.
NBA TV is your all-access channel for everything basketball.
Attention, if you owe $5,000 or more on your credit cards, 800 Credit Card Debt can help you quickly reduce or even eliminate your debt. Whether you have good or bad credit, there are many great options available to help you.
Hi, I'm Todd Cook for 800 Credit Card Debt. If this is your $5,000 credit card debt and you're making only the minimum payments, it could cost you thousands of dollars in interest and take you many years to pay off your debt. But by calling 800 Credit Card Debt now, we'll help you eliminate fees and penalties, reduce your interest rates, lower your monthly payments, or even eliminate your debts completely.
Credit card companies used to hound me. Thanks to 1-800 Credit Card Debt, I lowered my debt, my interest rates, and my monthly payments.
Over the years, we've helped thousands of people reduce their credit card debt fast. Don't be embarrassed or ashamed. We've all been there. We understand and can help you. Call now and put that money back where it belongs, in your pocket.
Call 1-800-509-7152 to see how fast you can get out of debt.
Here it's hazardous for the champions against Milwaukee. Buckner penetrates. He wanted Lanier coming down the baseline, sent it too far over his head, and on the turnover, the Sonics can tie it.
Lanier, had he stayed where he was, would have had himself a jumper, but he did what he should have. The big man has got to roll to the hoop. And it was not a good pass.
Dennis Johnson back. He has scored but 4 points so far in this game. He'll work with downtown. And Dennis Johnson contributes a rebound, sends it back to Shelton, and now they slow it up as they got a fresh 24. Inside to the rookie, and Bailey has tied it at 80. The young man from Rutgers hits the shot, and we're deadlocked. And now the Bucks come back, and you can't get one better than this ever. David Myers sends it back to Winters. Foul down away. Pointing at Shelton. Ed Rush as he walks away. And Bailey, too. Goes to Bailey. Rookie. Tied at 2 team fouls on the Bucks, 1 on the Sonics. Marcus rejected goaltending. No question about it. Bailey took it down.
Oh, was he in the air?
Well, that'll give you something to think about the next time you go in there.
Look at it. Watch this. Up he goes. Way above the rim. Incredible leaping ability. But it cost him 2 points.
82-80, Bucks lead it. 7:36 now in Game 7. Brown. And foul as Freddie rose for that shot.
Buckner, I believe. And Don Nelson really upset. He really doesn't like that call.
That's 4 fouls on Quinn Buckner.
That's a very smart move there by Nelly, because the referee had told him, like, you know, you make one more move, you're going to get a tee, and he just turned away, forgot the issue, and went back to coaching, or he'd have been hit.
You think Freddie feels it right now?
Not yet.
You think he wants the shot?
No. He's got to do it in a point. If he makes this free throw, we will be tied for the 8th time.
Well, let's look at number 9.
There it is. 82 all. 7:27. The men under intense pressure. Wilkins and Nelson. Winters. Lanier maneuvers. Bailey gambles. And it off Lanier out of bounds.
I wonder if he got a hand on it, but it's, again, Bailey, incredible effort to come over the top without leaving a belly and perhaps get a hand on it to knock it off Lanier.
They have tossed the rookie into the middle of the blaze, and he's not being burned a bit. Shelton out far on the right, goes to Dennis Johnson. DJ rises, short, Milwaukee. Winters to the attack. Here's Lanier. Myers jump pass, and Marcus could put the Bucks ahead. Missed the layup. Lanier, Marcus back, and the whistle will stop it right there.
That would have been a basket against anybody else except James Bailey. He intimidated Marcus and forced him to miss the shot as he went way up high. But a foul against Seattle.
He had to nerve it too many times.
There's Bailey up there right with him. And on the rebound play, you get a foul.
Lanier fouled by Bailey. That is 3 team fouls apiece. 6:38 left. Deadlocked at 82. Jack Sikma replaces James Bailey, who leads to a standing ovation in Seattle.
Boy, he's got talent. DJ, before the game, said this kid's going to be a great player.
Marcus forces one, but Lanier. And as Lanier came up against Sikma, there was a foul. Dennis Johnson down on the floor. Now Lanier, we've got bodies.
You know, if someone moves out of the way, somebody else will get hurt. If they're so used to contact, I don't think anybody can play out there in that front line without it.
Here's Marcus to the hoop. Sikma stood right in his path, did not foul on the play. Lanier really gets fouled on as he tries to go back up. And then he'll trip over DJ. Down he goes. Then he hits Sikma. Looks like a bunch of dominoes flopping.
The original foul against Sikma was his 3rd. And here's Lanier at the line. A chance to put Milwaukee ahead.
By 1.
The final ingredient in an outstanding young team. But make no mistake about Milwaukee. There is talent all over the floor when they come to play it. 83-82, the Bucks lead the champions by a point, 6:20. John Johnson sends it to Brown. Buckner trying to stick with him. Freddie to the left side. And now Seattle leads it 84-83. Marcus Johnson in a foot race to the other end. And Milwaukee goes up as he takes it the length of the floor.
That's the toughest shot in basketball, running at the hoop. And way up high, he banked it in softly.
Myers fouled Dennis Johnson at the other end. And that is 5 on David Myers. 85-84, Bucks up by a point.
Watch this shot by Marcus Johnson on the drive. I mean, really going to the hoop. DJ's there. He carries it up over him, up over Shelton, and put it off the glass. Incredible move.
Into Freddie Brown. Off this time. JJ gets inside of Marcus Johnson and runs down the rebound. Fresh 24. Bucks lead it by a point. 85-84. Freddie Brown comes around, uses the screen, goes back to Johnson. Now he's open left. Off, and it's taken away by Lanier. Here's Winters. Behind his back dribble. Gets inside Dennis Johnson. Goes in and met by Sigma.
And Shelton was there, too, from behind to get a hand on the ball. Look at it again. He made an excellent behind-the-back dribble to get away from DJ. Now Sigma will be there. Watch Shelton, number 8, come into the picture right here. He knocked the ball away.
Winters sets it to Lanier. Lanier maneuvers, fade away, turn around. David Myers offensive rebound with the Bucks up by a point. 5:15 to go in Game 7. Already 2 of these games have gone to overtime. Myers, Lanier. Turns on Sigma to the glass. Shelton rebound. The Sonics can go ahead. DJ runs it down. Shelton to Brown. John Johnson. Sigma. Hit by David Myers. Myers on the block. Lanier off to Brian Winters. 85-84 Bucks. 4:40. Here's Lanier sending it back to Brian Winters. Sidney Moncrief, and he lost it. Shelton's got it as he rose to come back up. Dennis flies at Winters. Dennis is down. Brian Winters called for the foul.
It's a good call.
NBA's greatest game.
Now look again. Here's the play right there. He tangled his arm up. Down goes DJ. Eddie Rush was right on top of the play.
I have never seen a game in which both teams have given as much as they have here. It is really a shame that either one of these clubs has to walk out of here a loser. I just can't imagine athletes playing any better basketball than what we're watching. I don't know how many block shots we've had. If we get a check, we must have 10, 11 already. 85-84, intimidate. It's incredible.
When you get to this point, Brent, there are no losers, but only winners.
That free throw by Dennis Rush tied it up.
This is as good a basketball games I've seen in a long time. Physical. I mean, every guy playing his heart out.
Sonics lead it 86-85, 4:27 to go. Marcus Johnson, Bob Lanier, Sidney Moncrief, Brian Winters, David Myers. They attack for the Bucks. Here's Lanier. Inside now. Maneuvering is Moncrief. Loose underneath. Marcus and John Johnson, and a foul is called. Loose ball. And Marcus Johnson reaching over John Johnson. We have had 13 blocked shots. And if they credit this one, it would be 14 blocked shots here this afternoon.
Look at Marcus hustle after that ball. And then in his anxiety to get it back when JJ got the rebound, a foul to Marcus Johnson. And they're over the limit. We're in a penalty. Free throws for Seattle.
Is the first foul on Marcus Johnson.
He hasn't fouled out all year, Brent.
Unbelievable. He's inside. He rebounds. Doesn't foul out. Plays with so much poise. 4:04.
He's one of those players you call a keeper. The franchise never thinks when they talk about trades and all that kind of stuff. His name never comes up. That's one of the kind of guys that makes your franchise a winning organization.
88-85 on JJ's free throws, and the one thing that the Sonics have got going for them is experience. They were so cool late Friday night, and here now they're starting to hit those big free throws. Moncrief comes inside. Moncrief rises, rolls in, score it, and there was a foul. The rookie from Arkansas.
Lenny Wilkins thought the basket should not have counted. I mean, Moncrief, for a rookie, you talk about experience and inexperience, but he has really taken it and taken charge. A beautiful move. Baseline left. JJ there. He gets help from Shelton to put the ball up and in. And
he fouled by Shelton with this free throw off the Shelton foul. 3:52 to go. We're deadlocked again at 88.
And both teams are in a foul shooting situation, but nobody got his fouls away.
They pressure the ball in the backcourt. Inside in 20 seconds as the Sonics get it across. Sigma comes out with David Myers. Lanier has Shelton. So they go into Shelton. And with his quickness against Lanier, he went to the glass, and the champions are up by 2. Now it's Milwaukee's turn. Ryan Winters waits for Marcus. Lanier wants to screen. Linney trying to yell defense. Lanier tries to pick off Dennis. Moncrief maneuvering, and DJ called for the foul against the ball that time, and he's up protesting to Daryl Garrettson.
Previous basket a moment ago. That's where, watch how Lonnie puts his shoulder in, and Lanier backs away and lets him have the field goal. Good move. That's a tough call for DJ. He had good defensive position, but Moncrief just kept the pressure, bringing the ball to him.
Missing a big free throw. Missed them both, and Lanier tapped it back, but it went to the Sonics. Williams trying to shred the defense. Knocked over to John Johnson, who slow it down now to run a play. Sonics lead it by 2. Moncrief fails on a pair. Lanier had a hand. DJ goes to save it at the base. Throw it deep to Gus now. 10 on the shot. 8 on the shot. 7 on the shot. 6 on the shot. 5 on the shot. Williams has got it. It's 92-88 Seattle.
They went to their money, man. He's averaged 28 in the playoffs. Biggest hoop of the game for Gus Williams.
You go right back here to that second missed free throw. Bob Lanier had made a terrific inside move on Sigma. Got a hand on it and went to Seattle. They hit the field goal. Timeout. For the winner, of course, that trip to Los Angeles, game 1 Tuesday, and then we'll be with you Wednesday night, game 2, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It is the poise of Lenny Wilkins and the Seattle Supersonics that has them right now with a 4-point lead. When the going gets tough against Seattle, that usually brings out the best in this ball club. I've seen it time after time, and they are taking on a team that stands second to none as far as talent is concerned. That roster that Don Nelson has, that franchise has done a heck of a job of accumulating young players. Milwaukee going to be around a long time, and as Russell pointed out Friday night, so too is Seattle. They've been in championship series each of the last 2 years, but it's a young team. 92-88, 2:45 now left in regulation time. Bucks need a field goal this trip. Lanier sends it to Winters. Gus is all over it. They go into Lanier. Lanier muscles it back out to Marcus. Marcus will come in now and shoot the layup. It's a 2-point game. It's 92-90, and the money man came inside.
They're aware they're going to double up on Lanier, and he looked for Marcus on a play, and he went right to the basket. They've got to have more of that.
2:20 left in regulation now. Dennis and Gus are the guards. Sigma's out high. Time left in the center of your screen. Lanier with him. 8 on the shot. 7 on the shot. 6 on the shot. 5 on the shot. 4 on the shot. DJ!
Have you noticed, Brent, that Seattle always comes up with a loose ball or a clutch shot? And sometimes some people might think that's luck. That's skill. That's hustle and good instinct.
Dennis's first field goal in the second half couldn't have been better. Lanier on a running hook shot. He's off. Battle to get it back. It's loose. It goes out of bounds on the side. Milwaukee went to save it, and the ball goes over to Seattle. 1:45, and the Sonics lead it by 4.
There's the play again. Watch him go after this ball. Everybody wants it, and the Milwaukee Bucks cannot control it as Moncrief crashes into the fans. He's all right. The guards for Seattle: Freddie Brown, Gus Williams, and the last time DJ, 3 long jumpers. And they have got the 4-point lead.
Buckner and Winters in the backcourt, and Gus gets up with the ball, and it'll come through John Johnson. Inside to Dennis, and David Myers came away with a block that may have saved Milwaukee. Now it's Myers from the left side, held up by Shelton. Myers looking for an open man. Sends it back to Buckner now. 122, 3-pointer on its way. And it is a rebound by Shelton, who comes out against 3 men. He's battling him inside. And it's an offensive foul. Lonnie Shelton committed an offensive foul. With 1:15, it goes back to Milwaukee.
He should have taken the ball out of there, given it up, instead of pivoting around. Here he is. He just will not refuses to pass the ball and throwing the elbow, and he's going to be called for it. Right there's Eddie Rush to make the call.
Shelton being cooled down now by his teammates. 94-90. Seattle with a 4-point lead. 1:15 to go here.
Watch DJ on the far side. He wants to get right up tight.
Buckner goes to Marcus. John's got to watch him. Marcus comes down. Marcus rises in the air, and he was fouled as he came up. And oh, if he had hit that, he'd had a chance for a three-pointer.
Foul to JJ. Again, that quickness of Marcus Johnson.
Shelton is still protesting. Shelton is still hot, and they've got to calm him down. If he goes out of control on him, it could be extremely costly right now. He has played a magnificent basketball game.
Watch the fans. They're waving everything they've got to try to get the attention of Marcus Johnson, who's an extremely cool basketball player.
He doesn't see anything right now.
Look at that.
Except that basket.
Doesn't bother him at all.
No, sir. It's a thoroughbred up at the free throw line. 94-91 and 110, and it can't get any better, but it will. Los Angeles is next. Missing and Shelton rebound. But they're on the penalty time. And he was shooting, no question about it, 94-91.
You watch these benches, like there's Freddie Brown standing up. And when the flow is going up and down, both teams, players are standing and watching. 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the game.
Now it's a 2-point game, 110, and timeout Seattle as they will set the stage over there.
Now, what they got to have to do this last minute is to make sure that you don't make any mistakes to help the other team.
We'll be right back. Timeout in Seattle.
Over the past,
and join the revolution.
Don Nelson with 3 timeouts and Lenny Wilkins with 1. There's going to be a decision, but congratulations to both of these organizations. They've gone right down to a minute 10 of Game 7, and still no one knows who's the best.
And both clubs have been well coached all the way through, Brent.
Couldn't ask for anything better than this. Gus Williams comes up on Buckner. Sonics lead at 94-92 now. John Johnson, Marcus watching him, 11 on the shot. Milwaukee's defense is tough right now. Here's Sigma. Myers with him. Jack comes inside. Sigma in and out. Milwaukee, it's headed up in the air. Shelton recovers. Lonnie Shelton outduels Milwaukee. And the Sonics have got possession. Now it's a critical defensive effort by the Bucks. 94-92. DJ rises, rolls off. The Bucks can tie it. With 28 seconds, here's David Myers. Myers goes for the layup. He's short. No foul. Sonics with 21 seconds down. The shot clock. They can run it out. Gus Williams with Buckner coming in behind. Lanier with the ball.
We're in a penalty.
Earl Garrison making the call.
Free throws, Brett, coming. Both clubs in that penalty. Here's Gus again.
Buckner coming in behind for his 5th foul right here.
Gus was smart to get that ball out of the backcourt, get it up front. He almost dribbled the ball off his foot, but a foul occurred. That's a very big break. Sigma missed a little shot. Watch Sigma, Shelton get this ball. He started to double up again. Then he said, hey, I better get it out of here this time. And he passed the ball back very alertly.
Frank Furtado and Lenny Wilkins out there with Gus Williams, taking a little injury timeout quickly, but actually it's more for information and cooling everybody down if they can. They've got 16 seconds left in this game. Sonics are up by 2, and Gus Williams is coming up to that free throw line. What a maneuver by Lonnie Shelton, Rush.
That's the kind of stuff that makes them winning. You come up with, that's one of the key plays of the game. I think that there are 2 areas in his last half that's made a difference. I think those 6 or 8 straight points by Fred Brown that brought him, they were behind by 6, that brought him back into the game, and that gave him Old Mo, I guess you call him.
And they still got it. And there's the bench. That is 30 points for Gus Williams. And they have now hit 16 of 22. Since I told you they were 6 of 12, the Seattle Supersonics rattled off 10 consecutive free throws, showing you why they are world champions. When the pressure is the greatest, Seattle somehow finds a way. But this is not over. 16 seconds, it's a 4-point lead. The last 16 seconds. Milwaukee, and Gus got a hand. Brian Winters, now he goes for the three-pointer. He thought about it. It's out of bounds, and it goes over. That should do it. 10 seconds in Game 7. And as soon as it comes inbounds, they'll foul. He violated the line. Darrell is pointing at the line. He says John Johnson stepped across it. It goes to Milwaukee at 10 seconds. And Milwaukee will use its last timeout, and they've got the ball. Let's take a look at this, Russ.
Oh, he's saying the ball bounced out of bounds first. It made a bounce pass and it bounced outside.
As the bounce pass went over, it was out of bounds when it struck the floor.
Right.
And on the turnover, it goes to Milwaukee. 10 seconds, 96-92. He threw it from behind his back and bounced it off the floor. 10 seconds left. It's 96-92. Sonics over the Bucks.
Now they're probably going to go for a three-point play so that they can do, if they make it and get a steal. No, he's going.
They got to hurry inside. Tap back in. 5 seconds now. Lanier hit it in. Now they're going to pressure the ball. They're all over Dennis Johnson, and Darrell Garrison going to stop play.
Milwaukee, delay game.
Oh, they called Milwaukee warning for delay of the game because he hit him. You can't hit the ball while it's out of bounds.
5 seconds. Milwaukee obviously playing for the tie. That's why they had Myers in with that shot. 5 seconds left. You heard the instructions. They fouled Gus right away. 4 seconds. They went right to Gus in the backcourt. You want to know something? If Marcus Johnson had gone for the ball that time, I'm not so sure he wouldn't have had it. And Marcus was shaking his head as he walked up here. The pass went to Gus, and Marcus read the play beautifully, and he went right for the man. There it is right there. In on him, foul call. And Gus Williams steps up to the line, 96-94.
And they have no timeouts left. I don't think Milwaukee has any timeouts left. So they've
32 points and a 3-point lead.
And that's the name of that tune.
Remember, they're over the limit. Gus Williams with 33. Lonnie Shelton with 15 rebounds. And it's a 4-point Sonic lead. Injury timeout for Quinn Buckner.
That's almost as good as a real timeout.
Yes. Why not? 4 seconds left, and it could be the end of the season.
They're going to need a 4-point play, so they got to get fouled on a 3-point shot. Retire.
The Bucks being positioned. David Myers will throw it in. Time doesn't start. Nelson wants it thrown way up. He wants Winters to break. Here's Buckner now. Buckner, 3-point effort on its way. Up high, and that's it. Seattle wins again, but my, oh my, what a series this was. Lenny Wilkens and the world champions go on, and the Los Angeles Lakers would be next.